So I'd love to just start if you want to share who you are and the company you work for and a little bit about your role there.
For sure. So I'm Adrian and I work for Actuonix Motion Devices. And what we do is we design, manufacture, and sell micro linear actuators. So small devices that can push and pull things. So my role here is I'm the mechanical engineer, and I do research and development as well as custom actuator projects for special customers.
Excellent. So what made you guys want to buy the XL? What solution did it provide for your business?
Yeah, so it provided a couple solutions for us. So the first one was directly to me, which I do a lot of research and development, and we use external 3D printing services, outsourcing them. And we're finding that we're spending quite a bit per year on those services. And it still takes some time to get those in-house. So it'll still take about a week to 2 weeks for those parts to arrive. So it adds that lead time for me, and it makes it more difficult to do a lot of iterations where bringing a printer into house, I can actually do say 10 to 20 parts and have them all slightly different, as opposed to do that outsourcing, it's going to be extremely expensive and kind of unfeasible for us. Mm-hmm. So at the time, we'd probably get 5 parts done outsourced. But now bringing this in, I'll be able to do essentially 100 parts in the same time. Yeah, because all our parts are very small. So the form factor of the B9 is great for us because we can actually fit 20 plus parts on them. So the advantage on the R&D side was the speed and having the machine in-house, so we can do multiple iterations on parts to get the design solidified a lot faster. And then the second thing is, which we're seeing probably more of the growth that we'll see with the business, is we're getting a lot of customers who are asking for small variations of our actuators. And we can't typically offer a low minimum order quantity to them because most of our products and parts are made overseas at our facility. So we have minimum order quantities upwards of 200 to 500 that our suppliers put on us. So having this in-house, I can now lower our MOQ down to say 10 to 50 parts, and I can now do a lot more custom work for these smaller actuator or smaller companies using our actuators. That also leads into these companies tend to be engineering design companies that are using our actuators to design them into their devices. So some of them are small startups and they can't necessarily buy 100 actuators, 500 actuators, because they're about $100 each, 50 to 100 depending on the volume. So it's a substantial amount for those smaller startups. So we're trying to help the small guy as well, because we're fairly small too, and we're growing. So we see that this could lead for a great place for our business growth using the B9 printer. It's going to allow me to I can make parts within an hour or 2 of discussing with our customer, and I can have those shipped out essentially the same day for them to do their approval process. So it's going to open a wide range of business that we've had to say no to, just based on minimum order quantities alone. So, and that also prevents customers from moving along in their projects. So, yeah.
That's pretty incredible. That's really cool to hear not only how it's going to positively impact your business, but your customers as well.
Exactly. Yeah. So we kind of see the whole line of it. And then for me, because I'm doing all the R&D, it's really nice that I'll be able to have the machine in-house to do all that. Yeah.
So you mentioned speed and build volume. Were there other important criteria that you used when choosing a printer, resolution, of use, those kind of things?
Yeah, so all our parts and our actuators, we're focusing on making them smaller, more compact, and stronger. So a few factors were precision and accuracy of the printer. So as we get down some of our parts, I'm calling out tolerances that are plus or minus 0.03 millimeters, which the B9 has on our sample parts that we've received have gotten down to that tolerance. And from discussing with other printer companies, a lot of them aren't able to make it down to that spec. And that was one of the driving factors for us deciding on the B9, was that added precision that we needed for our parts. And as we move forward, we wanted to make sure we had a unit that was going to work for us in the future. So that's kind of why we didn't go with one of the 550s, but we're actually hoping to we're getting the XL unit because of that extra build volume, and it'll allow us to, expand further without having to jump to another machine and upgrade.
That makes complete sense. Is there any particular project you're excited for out the gate to use with your XL?
Well, I've got a few projects on the go that we're developing. We have a P9 or our P8 unit, which is going to be one of our smallest units to date. And it's going to offer, so this unit specifically is designed around being more customizable. So it'll be basically a good starting point where it'll allow me to use the printer to make easy customizations for specific customers. So that one right there is one that I'm really looking forward to, is using the printer for the P8 unit. We have a few other units that are on the go that I'm not going to discuss yet, but we're going to be using that day in and day out and really putting it to the test to get some parts. So
that's what I love to hear.
Yeah.
I think too, are you guys using the rugged nylon 6 material? What about that material felt like a good fit for your needs?
Yeah, so we tried 3 materials. All 3 are going to work great for us for different applications. So the rugged nylon was really good in terms of material properties and strengths. So actually on the sample parts you guys printed, I did pull tests and stuff, and I kind of compared it to our standard parts, which we use on these ones were nylon 6.6 with 30% glass fill. And the rugged worked really well. It was very similar in the terms of the strength properties that we found. And unlike some of the more recent 3D printer companies out there, the black color was quite a big draw for us, which people may not think that is, but for a final finished product, which we want to be able to produce for our customers, having fancy, funky colors isn't necessarily the best route. But other than in terms of the material itself, we're super happy with the material properties and the strength of it for our applications.
Excellent. So I think the only other question I have, and then I'll give you an opportunity if you want to add anything, just how has your experience been with B9 as a company?
Yeah, so I've probably talked to about 5 to 10 3D printing companies, whether it was directly to the company or to a sales company that distributes the printers. And to put it lightly, B9 has been by far the best customer service experience that I've had so far. They've been willing to work with me on more sample parts. They wanted to keep testing sample parts even after we had said we're going with the printer. Honestly, the customer sales rep went above and beyond, giving me all the information I needed. And what really stood out was the response time and how easy it is to talk to and how knowledgeable that you guys really are. And one thing that I really enjoyed was I actually got to have a call with one of the tech guys, which is not usual or typical at some of those other companies. You're always talking to the sales rep, which it's okay, but it doesn't necessarily get you those answers that you're looking for. So I thought that was really, really good. Yeah, I told this to the sales guy, and I thought it was the best experience that I've had in a lot of customer service relations, regardless of just 3D printer companies. But that is one of the big things that stood out, is that we noticed you guys are a lot more of a family-oriented company. It seems like you're all close-knit, and you bring in your customers in the same way. So that's why I really enjoyed the process and working with Jason on it.
That's great. Yeah. We're not successful if you aren't. So, and I think you hit the nail on the head. It is a very tight-knit, you know, focused on customers, internal and external. And we just want to help everyone be successful. So that's very cool. I'm glad you had that experience.
And we could see that. And then I've gone through all your guys' YouTube videos, your marketing stuff, seen you there before too. And stuff.
Yeah, we're gonna have to hire more people.
Yeah. You guys, your company is very similar to ours. We're very small, and you know, we can't make money without our customers. So that is our focus, is just trying to be there for them and offer as much support as we can. We're a company of about 10 employees. And I'm the only engineer right now other than our electrical, so I'm the mechanical side. So yeah, we're kind of a bit of a do all end all. So I do customer service stuff as well as the engineering, and some marketing.
So you get it. You get all of the seats on the bus. Oh, that's cool. Well, I'm excited to see you guys grow as a company too. Not only leveraging our technology, but it's just very rewarding to see the people we work with grow and expand too. Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, and I'm really excited to get the printer in and start playing around with it and get some more parts.
Awesome. Is there anything else you want to add?
I definitely suggest going with a B9 printer, or at least talking to the team before you make a decision.